Hello and good afternoon or morning or evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. I'm here with the great Phil Hahn, a dear colleague here from EXP Realty of Canada. Hi, Phil.
Hey, how are you?
Amazing and getting better by the second here. Thanks for sharing some time with us here today as it relates to EXP Realty of Canada and the EXP World Holdings, really. Want to basically share some thoughts and ideas with our viewing audience here today. Tell us a little bit about yourself here and your journey, Phil.
Sure. I've been in the real estate business since 2002. Started with a great Canadian national brand, had some wonderful success, and ended up spending about a year and a half with that company, and moved over to an international franchise system. Had tremendous success there. Was really blessed, and managed to grow a team and to a national number one position and one of the top teams in across North America and the world at that time. And ended up selling my real estate team in mid 2006 and relocating to Vancouver Island, to Victoria specifically, and relaunched in 2008, and have had again been blessed with tremendous success, and it's been an amazing journey thus far. Had a dear friend of mine from Ottawa, who was one of my first original realtors, introduced me to EXP. I want to say about almost 2 years ago, and I was too busy in transactional business to really take a look at the model and to study it. And I was, kind of thanks but no thanks, and was caught up in my day to day, managing my rental properties, managing my team and our business, and just too tied up and too busy, right? And so an opportunity came to the table, and in the fall of 2017, where I had a chance to really start to dig in, and I probably spent about, I want to say, close to 6 months of due diligence and research. And I had the pleasure of meeting our founder and CEO, Glenn Sanford, speaking with Gene Frederick, Jason Gessing, and my absolutely amazing dear friend, Deborah Stevens, who was instrumental in my being aligned with this fantastic company, and of course my sponsor, Steve Gabellini, as well. And so during the due diligence, the more I looked at it, I couldn't sleep at night. I was so excited, and we're really changing people's lives here, and in terms of our offering, and it's been an absolutely incredible journey, and I feel tremendously blessed.
Right on. Very cool. What's unique about EXP? By the way, before you answer that question, what does EXP actually mean? What does that stand for?
Great question. You know what? I don't even know. It's funny. I don't have the answer for that. I've heard it. I think it was just kind of the three letters came together and they sounded great, and it that's where it came from. But yeah, that's a great question. I don't even know what the term means. Actually, do you, Mario? Have you heard?
Yeah, actually, the answer I was given, and I'm not
Okay.
sure if it's 100% the right answer, but I
Okay.
love the answer, is that it stands for exponential. It can stand for whatever we want it to
Okay.
actually, and it sort of puts us on the track of thinking of what does it stand for. So it could stand for expedient, exponential, experience, exploratory. So there's a myriad of things, beautiful words actually, that come to mind when we think about EXP. And I absolutely love the logo with the big X there, and you have a cool hat on there. So
Thanks.
other than the name, which is quite unique in and of itself and very catchy, actually, in my humble opinion. Tell us some of the unique benefits about EXP.
Sure. Fantastic. Well, They're many and they're vast. Some of our main things, of course, is that we operate out of a 3D fully immersive cloud office environment, which is, I, having been exposed to this model and doing business in this manner for, close to the past year, I would never do business any other way. I find it's extremely connecting, extremely intimate, and it is so agile. Okay, because we're not, spending money on leases and rents and mortgages and this and that. It's just I don't have to get in my vehicle every day to drive to an office. You're in the greater Toronto area. Here I am in the Pacific Northwest, and we're doing business, out of our homes or dens. And it's, I'm sitting in my backyard right now. So, as you can see in my shorts. And so that cloud office environment has been phenomenal. Okay. The fact that we've got 20 plus hours of live training on a weekly basis, touching on such things as real estate 101, commercial investing masterminds, geographic farming, prospecting, social media masterminds. It's incredible. And the information that we get is so relevant, and it's changing on a daily basis because these classes are taught live and you're learning in a fully immersive environment. So it's absolutely incredible, the learning. I sit in on the classes and I'm in awe. Just how much, I don't know, right? You get a little golden nugget here and there, and it's incredible. So our learning platform is second to none. And I came from a very large training and consulting company before in real estate, and this is just that next level and that evolution. So our training is phenomenal. We've got, full-time support. We've got dedicated specialized teams that operate in our world, EXP world, that are there to assist you with accounting, technology, building your team, whatever it is you have, whatever question you have, it can be answered on so many different platforms. So that's a big plus, and a huge differentiator for us. Of course, we have unique revenue options and equity options, from our world-class revenue share system to our equity awards, which is, a phenomenal system as well. And just that collaboration, that key collaboration. So here we are talking and doing business, and it's happening across the world. And so it's just very exciting. We're in 50 states, 1 district, 3 provinces, soon to be 5. We're over 18,000 shareholders, and we're not even getting started. We're not even getting started.
Right on. And speaking of getting started here, the company was founded by a Canadian, Glenn Sanford, who you mentioned earlier on, founded in the United States of America. So our company, although in its infancy stages, is 11 years young. And the first 6 years, the company grew from 1 realtor, Glenn Sanford, to 400 realtors. In the last 5 years, and here's another EXP, if I didn't mention the word before, we have experienced exponential growth. We've gone from 400 realtors to 800 to 1,600 to 2,200 to 6,800 to now we're sitting above the 18,000 realtor mark here in North America, Canada, and the United States. And my understanding is we're very close to opening up a new market here in Europe. Is that right?
I cannot elaborate to that, but I hear that there's interest from everywhere around the world. I see stuff, people talking about EXP in China. I see stuff in South America, in Europe. It's incredible, the opportunities. And Mario, we're just over around the 400 mark in Canada out of over, I believe, close to 135,000 realtors. So this opportunity is unbelievable, especially for us early adopters. So it's just, I'm so excited.
Right on. Speak a little bit, if you don't mind, about the you mentioned earlier on about revenue share, and how does that work within EXP?
So it's a very, very unique model. We share back effectively approximately 50% of the cap that our agent owners and shareholders pay, which is about $16,000. And so approximately $8,000 of that money gets shared back with our our agents that help us attract other productive, ethical agents. And we're sharing back the revenue. So it's the revenue that's being shared, not profit. And the cool thing about that model is that you can't mess with revenue. Revenue is a gross number. It is what it is. Unlike other models where you'll have, owner profit, above the line profit, below the line profit, we deal straight with the gross revenue, and we share back about half of that cap generated revenue with our agents that help us attract productive, ethical agents to the company. So it's a very, very unique platform. We are a residential real estate company first and foremost, and production absolutely matters. We are winning awards left, right, and center in the Real Trends rankings through Inman, all different types of rankings that we're just gaining massive territory. So we're in the residential real estate business, and that revenue share is just a small component of a little bit of icing on the cake, shall we say?
Right on, right on. And speak a little bit about the equity share that you mentioned. How does that work?
So that's another wonderful program. So we have capping stock awards that are given to agents based on certain milestones being achieved. Okay, and there's several different awards throughout the company based on certain performance milestones that are achieved again. And again, it's a very, very, very unique model. We also have an Icon Agent Award, which is a phenomenal program which allows productive agents to get their stock, their cap back in equity awards in the company. Okay, once they've reached certain milestones and cultural milestones as well. It's not only production milestones, Mario, but there are cultural and key cultural milestones that need to be met for that as well. And again, just such a revolutionary stream. We also have our equity program where agents can take up to 5% of their commission at a 20% reduction on the trading symbol. So, for instance, on a $10,000 commission, you can take 500 of all that commission in EXP stock at a 20% reduction, which is again a huge differentiator and another key component of why our company is so amazing and we're growing so quickly.
Right on. Very cool. Speak a little bit about the culture and what you have experienced as it relates. There's another EXP word, experience.
That's awesome. You're killing it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. As it relates here to the culture, what have you experienced?
You know what? My first EXP event was the Shareholder Summit last spring of 2018 in Las Vegas, and it was, it was unlike anything I'd ever attended. And I'd been to, some of the larger international brands conferences many times, and the spirit of openness and transparency and a genuine interest in wanting to see me succeed and see others succeed was unlike anything I'd seen before. And so, Mario, it's so cool. And the reason why we see that is because we all own the company. And so because we're shareholders and we're vested, we all want to see everybody succeed. And success for us is attracting productive, ethical agents and, and helping everybody be all that they can be, right? And one of my favorite mentors, Zig Ziglar, always coined the phrase, right? You'll get everything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. And this model really rewards that type of behavior. So it's very inclusive. It's a diverse model. And again, we all succeed when one of us succeeds, right? And so that's a key differentiator. It's a huge differentiator, okay? And not to mention that we are one large brokerage. We're one international brokerage, the largest brokerage by geography in North America, okay? And not a franchise system. So again, it's just part of that team and, that environment that's being created on a daily basis.
Yeah, and that is a cool differentiator because, when I thought about it as I was making my transition, what became very apparent to me is I have the opportunity to build a international, multinational brokerage in a geographically unlimited way. And I can do this without having to deal with the bricks and mortar that goes along with building a large brokerage. the staffing that goes along with building a large brokerage, and the invariable regulatory issues that follow being a broker of a large brokerage. Not that the regulatory issues don't come up, because when we deal with a lot of different realtors, there's going to be challenges. However, they're dealt with at the highest level for us. For me as a partner, as a shareholder within this company, everything is basically dealt with for me and for us. So what we have here is an opportunity for a high profit, low risk business. And who doesn't want that, right? A high profit, low risk business.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. That was well said.
Appreciate that. Last question for you. I think sometimes I say that, and then there's a few other questions that come up after. So forgive me in advance if that's the case. Phil, what would you ask you if you were me?
That's that's a great. Now, speaking to me in terms of being a shareholder with EXP, or if I were not a shareholder and you were introducing me to the business.
Whatever comes to your spirit to share.
Okay. Well, let's take it that if I wasn't in the business, okay, and that I was a colleague of yours and a fellow agent, friend that we'd done business with, and that I wanted to share the model, I would, I would invite you to take a look at our offerings and share. It's not about selling or telling. It's just about inviting and sharing and showing people our model. And one of our great agents in the U.S., and I don't remember who. I think it might have been Jay Kinder that stated this term, but it's once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, and that's what happens, right? And so once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, and it's about sharing and inviting. And so I would anyone who's looking at our model, to invite them to an event, invite them to look at a webinar, to our presentation, and share that with them. And then it's just a question of following up, because once they've seen it, they can't unsee it.
Yeah, I love that, and it's a very cool statement, actually. And it's interesting. You had mentioned when you were first introduced to it, you had your head down and just rocking and rolling in your business with your team and things of that nature. It didn't really create the time in your schedule to really have a good look at it. Correct. And the same thing happened to me. It was actually 18 months from the time I was first introduced to the model, just in a conversation, to the time where I actually opened some information, some videos and things of that nature about the company. And exactly what you just said. Once I saw it, I could not unsee it. And I was with a leading brand here for 29 years.
Absolutely.
And so what happened is that I became aware that I was operating in somewhat of an antiquated real estate business model. And so once I saw it, I could not unsee it, and made a decision within basically a couple weeks that I would make a commitment within another couple weeks to hop off the bus that I was on and hop onto this wonderful opportunity here. And it's been a great ride. I've been so pleased with the service that our team has been receiving, and just very responsive and very open, as you said, very open. The whole company from the top down, very open to growth and change and learning and things of that nature. So it's been quite refreshing, and very happy to be on board with this wonderful opportunity. Any last thoughts before we sign off?
You know what? Take a look at our model. If anyone's sitting on the fence, get in touch with Mario, and and take a look at the model. Take a look, dig deep, ask the tough questions. Okay, and if you hear any negative stuff, make sure it's verifiable and not just gossip. Okay, that's what I find as well, is that when Remax, amazing company, came to North American 46 years ago, they had tremendous challenges, because they were a huge disruptor. when Keller Williams came to market, in 1983, 36 years ago, they had tremendous challenge and pressures, right? Because they were, a disruptor, and we're that evolution and that newest disruptor. And so, just ask those questions and dig down, but talk to people and share the model. And I'm just so excited. I mean, I'm on fire. I'm on fire for this company.
Yeah, you sure are. It's amazing. I follow you on Facebook, and every day or two, I'm watching that you're attracting new partners into our company. And growth for the company means growth for all of us as the stakeholders and in the company. So
that's right. And wherever they come from, productive, ethical agents that align themselves with EXP is good for all of us. It's great for all of us. That's right.
Yeah, precisely. And really appreciate everything you're doing for the company. Now, is it okay, and I didn't ask you this beforehand, is it okay if somebody wanted to reach out to you directly? Could they do that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. They can, through Facebook, through my mobile, 250-888-1719, whatever. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we appreciate that very much. Appreciate the share, and peace and blessings to you and everyone around you.
To you as well. My pleasure. Okay, have a great day. Bye, everybody. Cheers.